Myself is Sunil sir. Today I am going to take mathematics class. So chapter number 5, Arithmetic Progression is the chapter what today I am going to start. Before going to start, let me clear you something. This is entirely new chapter to you. You never studied this chapter in your previous classes. But normally some chapters are there in our SSLC which are having a link of your previous classes, but this is a chapter you never studied before in your 7th, 8th or 9th classes. Therefore, you have to be very attentive, you have to be very concentrate, then only you are able to understand this. Why? Because this is a chapter in your final examination, it carries maximum marks, means 8 marks you are going to get from this chapter. So, you are able to attempt all the questions if you understand what I am going to explain as a fundamentals of this chapter. Because whenever you are going to movie also, you have to start watching the movie from beginning. If you enter into middle, you are not able to understand who is hero and what is the story, what is happening. So same thing happens. This is the inauguration of our new chapter, that is Arithmetic Progression. As I told, you never studied it before. You have to study in SSLC only as a fundamental. If you go to PUC 1 and PUC 2, it will continue. It will follow you. So if you want to perform there also better, you should understand the fundamentals of this chapter. So let me start without wasting our time. So as I told, this is an arithmetic chapter because name itself is an arithmetic progression in the sense it is arithmetic chapter. I am taking chapter number 5 from your textbook. Arithmetic progression. Sir, what do you mean by arithmetic progression? One thing is clear. It is related to arithmetic chapter. So, arithmetic is nothing but the study with the numerals is called as a arithmetic. In that, progression is entirely new word to you. You never heard this word also, what is progression. That's why let me clear what do you mean by progression. So, progression is nothing but a group of numbers or a set of numbers. Group of numbers or set of numbers means how, sir? To convince you, to clear you, I am going to take some group of numbers on the board, try to observe the numbers, and next I am going to ask you some question. On the basis of that, you will come to know the meaning of progression. So let me write some numbers on the board as example number 1. I am writing the numbers 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, dash. This is one set of numbers I wrote. I am going to take another set as 2 by 3, 3 by 4, 4 by 5, 5 by 6, dash. This is example number 2. I wrote here also some set of numbers. Next, example number 3 I am taking 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, dash. I am taking one more example, final example as 3, 11, 13, minus 25, 1 by 2, 3, 35, 2, 21, dash. All of you keenly observe, I wrote 4 set of numbers. 4 set of numbers I wrote. Just go through the arrangement of numbers. Here, first example, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. All of you observe how the numbers are. If you understand how the numbers are arranged, you are able to give the answer for what should come next. First I wrote 1, next 4, 7, 10, 13. Can anybody tell me which number has to come next? You are able to tell if you understood the arrangement of the numbers.
16.
Very good. 16. Next. After 16?
19.
Very good. That means you understood the pattern of the number. What kind of pattern here? 1 plus 3, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 3, 13. That's why you said 13 plus 3, 16. 16 plus 3, 19. 19 plus 3, 22, so on. Very good. Next, come here. Can you try for what numbers may come next? 2 by 3 I wrote first, 3 by 4, 4 by 5, 5 by 6. Can anybody? Next number?
6 by 7.
Very good. 6 by 7. Next, 7 by 8. Next, 8 by 9. So on. Very good. I think you understood this pattern also. Here, numerator started from 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will continue. Similarly, for denominator, it started from 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. So you are able to tell. Next, come to third example. Please try for this. Even primary students can try for this. 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. What should be next? Plus 1 minus 1, plus 1 minus 1, plus 1 minus 1. Very good. So here also you understood the rule behind the arrangement of numbers. Last example, please try for this. I wrote 3, 11, 13. Next I went for minus 25, 1 by 2, 35, 221. What should be the next number? Can you guess? What should be the next number? I only wrote, even I cannot guess what number may come. Even God cannot guess what number may come. If you say any number also, I have to say okay. Why? Because here the arrangement of numbers are not following any rule. They are Mashkiri numbers. We can say there is no particular rule behind arrangement of numbers. Okay. So 3, उसके बाद डायरेक्टली I wrote 11. 11 डिफरेंस यहाँ है 8 और 11 के बाद immediately 13. Next I went to Kanyakumari, that is minus 25 I wrote. Immediately I went to Pakistan 1 by 2. Okay, so there is no particular rule of writing the numbers. So nobody is going to guess what number may come here. But first 3 example, all of you exactly answers you told. Why? Because these are the set of numbers which are following a particular rule. Therefore, such a set of numbers are said to be progression. Such a set of numbers are said to be progression, but this kind of numbers are not a progression. I think you understood. So what do you mean by progression? Progression is an orderly arrangement of numbers. It is orderly arrangement of numbers according to a certain particular rule is called as a progression. This is the definition of progression. Shall I repeat? The orderly arrangement of numbers according to certain particular rule is called as a progression. On the basis of that, one thing is clear. If in a set of numbers, if numbers are arranged according to a certain rule, then only we have to call it as a progression. So, I repeat final time the definition of the progression: orderly arrangement of numbers according to certain particular rule is called as a progression. So, example 4 is not a progression because it is not following any particular rule. But these are the set of numbers which are arranged according to certain rule. Therefore, they are said to be progression. I think you understood. So, let me remove this example because it is not at all a progression. Only I am going to keep the set of numbers which are progression. So, these 3 are the progression. In this progression, I wrote here first number as a 1, second number, third number, fourth number, fifth number, so on. So, each number ko we are going to call it as a term of a progression. This is called first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. At the end, if I am going to write 101, that is called as a last term. That is called as a last term. Similarly, first term, second term, third term, fourth term. At the end, which term you are getting, that you have to call as a last term. Another word is also there, nth term. Nth term or last term. First term, second term, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. What you will get at the end, that is called as a nth term or last term. So like that we are able to read and it is denoted by symbolically we are representing always the first term as a A1. A1 means not A1T. A1 means first term. After that A2, comma, A3, comma, A4, comma, A5, dash, 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 dash. At the end what you are getting, that is said to be, that can be write as AN. AN का मतलब है last term or nth term. So like that we are able to represent the progression. Therefore, the general form of a progression is this one only: A1, comma, A2, comma, A3, comma, dash, 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 dash. At the end, what you are writing, that itself is called as a AN. This is called as a progression. Sometimes progression is also called as a sequence. It is also called as a sequence. Sometimes we are using this word also as a sequence. But some people they may think that progression or sequence both are having the same meaning. But there is a very minute difference between the sequence and progression. Now I am going to explain the difference between progression and sequence. Okay, how we are going to find out the difference between in physics. Physics we are finding the difference between speed and velocity. Some people they are thinking speed and velocity both are same only, sir. But there is a minute difference is there. What speed is a scalar quantity, but velocity is a vector quantity. Vector has a direction as well as a magnitude, but speed has a only it has only magnitude, it do not have a direction. Therefore, in the same way, sequence and progression both are a group of numbers only. Progression is also group of numbers and sequence is also group of arrangement of numbers. But the difference is what? On these in progression, all numbers are arranged according to a certain definite mathematical rule. They are arranged according to certain definite mathematical rule. On the basis of that, we can prepare a formula for progression. But sequence is also set of numbers. They are not at all arranged according to some mathematical rule. They arranged according to certain logical rule. On the basis of logical rule, you are going to write the set of numbers. It can be called as a sequence. Therefore, don't be confused yourself. Every progression is a sequence, but every sequence is not a progression. Progression means arrangement of numbers according to certain definite mathematical rule. Sequence is also arrangement of number, but not definite mathematical rule. Here, the arrangement of numbers are according to certain logical rule. For that, I can give an example for sequence also. For example, set of prime numbers. As all of you know, prime numbers start from number 2. Okay, so 2 is the first prime, 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, after that 11, 13, 17, 19, all these are said to be prime numbers. Can you going to follow any particular rule? Like how we found some rules in these 3 examples, there is no particular rule. Here the gap 2 and 3 का gap है 1, 3 and 5 का gap है 2, 5 और 7 का gap है 2. Okay, there is no definite gap between consecutive numbers. Here we are using the logic. What logic you are using? The numbers which are divisible by itself or 1 are said to be prime numbers. This logic we are using and we are writing the set group of numbers. Such sets are said to be sequence and such arrangement of numbers are said to be progression. Okay, I think you understood. Only one gap. These are arrangement of numbers according to definite rule, mathematical rule. These are arrangement of numbers according to logical rule. Okay, so I think you understood. So let me come back to progression only. What is progression we understood? The orderly arrangement of numbers according to a certain definite rule is called as a progression. Progression, general form also I said A1 means first term, comma A2 means second term, A3 means third term, AN means last term. This is general form of a progression. Now I will take you towards one more concept, that is a series. This is series. Series is in connection with progression only. There is no much difference between progression and series. What is the meaning of a series, sir? Series is nothing but, all of you observe here, whatever examples I wrote, soon after one term I wrote comma. Okay, so comma in the sense what? They all are independent numbers. They are individual numbers. They are bachelor numbers. In our language we can say they are not connecting with other numbers. Comma, comma, comma nikal ke, if I am going to write here plus, comma nikal ke plus, लिख के at the end also if I wrote plus. Now that progression itself turned into series. Progression only turned into series. Then use your kidneys. What do you mean by series? Series is nothing but sum of terms of progression only. Series तभी होता है if the terms are in progression. If the given numbers are not in a progression, even though if you add plus sign, then God promise it is not called as a series. Series बनने के लिए terms should be in progression. What we are saying, no, पिताजी बनने के लिए मर्द होना जरूरी है. Okay, similarly, if you want to get the series, the terms should be in progression. Okay, if the terms are not in a progression, even though if you put plus sign, God promise it is not a series. Therefore, let me define what is a series. The sum of terms of progression is called as a series. I repeat, the sum of terms of progression is called as a series. According to that, this is progression. Sir, I want to make it series. Don't do any kasrat here. Don't do any yogas. Only remove comma and put plus. Then you will get garma garma series. Okay. What about this, sir? Here also I will remove the comma. I will put the plus sign. I will take bracket for this to make differentiation because sign में confusion ना हो जाए. इसलिए I am taking bracket for this. Now it is termed as a series. So general form को भी हम change कर देंगे. What is general form of a series? I am writing A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus plus AN. This is general form of a series. This is general form of a series. This is general form of a progression. General form of a progression. Am I clear? So general form of a progression A1 comma A2 comma A3 comma dash 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 AN. This is general form of progression. Sir, what is general form of series? A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus dash 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 plus AN. That is called as a series. But meaning is same. This is sum of terms of progression. These are the individual numbers which are arranged according to certain rule. So I think you understood what is the meaning of progression, what is the meaning of series. It's general form. Let me clear in progression. If I am writing, after writing the terms, if I wrote dash 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 dash, what is the meaning of this? If I wrote 1, 4, 7, 10, 30. After that dash 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 means still terms are there. You cannot count it. That's why such a progressions are said to be infinite progression. If you don't know the last term, then that progression is called as a infinite progression. So if I am writing the last term also, then it is called as a finite progression. If the number of terms present in a progression are countable, then it is called as a finite progression. If you are not able to count how many terms are there in the progression, then it is called as infinite progression. Same with series also. In series also we will get the finite series and infinite series. If finite number of terms are present in a series, then it is called as a finite series. If infinite number of terms are there in a series, then it is called as a infinite series. I think all of you understood. Now, I am going to take you even detailed examples. So, just introductory part we understood what is progression, what is series, and supplementary I told you series also, sequence also, sequence का meaning भी हम समझ गए. Now I want to jump into the ocean of progression. Progression में three types of progression है. There are three types of progressions are there in progression chapter. First type of progression is called as AP. Second type of progression is called as GP. Third type of progression is called as HP. Kya sir, you are writing state names? What? Andhra Pradesh sir, Himachal Pradesh sir? No. These are long form. I am going to tell you. This itself is our chapter. Progression. First type of progression is arithmetic progression. Progression ka one type of progression is arithmetic progression. AP. Don't read it as AP. Okay, it is AP means arithmetic progression. Next, come to second one, that is GP. Long form of this is geometric progression. But it is geometric progression. Second one. Third one is HP means, don't say Hindustan Petroleum. This is harmonic progression. So in progression there are three types of progressions are there. Number one, arithmetic progression. Number two, geometric progression. Third one is harmonic progression. All these are in short denoted as AP, GP, HP. Okay, but if one happy news for you, what are that happy news? These two types of progressions you are going to study in PUC 1. Okay, for the sake of SSLC, these two you can say Katti. Chali 2 you can say these two are not there for your 10th standard. Only you have one type of progression, that itself is arithmetic progression. So now you come to know, oh, arithmetic progression is nothing but this is one type of progression. One type of progression means one type of rule followed by the group of numbers. Okay, so GP में group of numbers are following different rule. HP में group of numbers they are going to follow different rule. So on the base of rule only, we classified progression into three types: arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression. But last two, namaste sir, we are not going to study about GP and HP. Only you are going to study about arithmetic progression only. So let me explain what do you mean by arithmetic progression. I want to convince you the meaning of arithmetic progression again by taking one example only. What kind of example? I am going to take very simple example. So I am going to write some numbers here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's it. All of you observe? Is it a progression? God promised, sir, because all numbers are written according to certain rule. This is progression. Second question, what type of progression it is? Dash, 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 dash. So it is infinite progression, sir, because the terms are infinite. Then question number 3, what arises? Can you tell what number may come next? Definitely. You can say 14, sir, 16, sir, 18, sir, 20, sir, up to Sayumata, sir, n number of terms we can write. But don't see that one. What rule they are following, just go to that. First term, second term. There is a relation between these two terms. There is a relation between these two terms. These two, these two, these two. When you are going to consider consecutive, consecutive का मतलब what? आजू-बाजू numbers. आजू-बाजू numbers को consecutive numbers भी बोलते हैं और adjacent terms भी बोलते हैं और continuous terms भी बोलते हैं. So consider these two terms. What is the relation between these two? Sir, दो को दो ऐड किया तो 4 आता. Now consider this. 4 को वही दो ऐड किया तो 6 आता. Next, consider these two. If you add same 2 to 6, then you will get the next number. 8 को 2 add किया तो you will get the 10. So here we have a definite rule. What rule is there? whenever you are considering any two continuous terms, पीछे वाला टर्म, आगे वाला टर्म, पीछे वाला टर्म को बोलते हैं प्रीसीडिंग टर्म, आगे वाला टर्म को बोलते हैं सक्सीडिंग टर्म. If you consider any two consecutive term, if you subtract preceding term from the succeeding term, क्या मतलब सर? आगे वाले टर्म में पीछे वाला टर्म को सब्सट्रैक्ट करोगे तो you will get the difference same throughout the progression. Can you check? 4 में 2 गया तो 2 सर, 6 में 4 गया तो 2 सर, 8 में 6 गया तो 2 सर, 10 में 8 गया तो 2 सर, 12 में 10 गया तो 2 सर. This is having, they all are having the constant difference. They have same difference only. For your sake, I will take one more example. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can you tell me what is the difference between consecutive term? 15 और 10 का difference है 5, 20 और 15 का difference है 5, 25 और 20 का difference है 5, 30 और 25 का difference है 5. So, what I wanted to say, in a progression, if you consider consecutive terms and if you find the difference of it, if you got getting the difference same throughout the progression, then it is called as a arithmetic progression. Now I will come to the definition of arithmetic progression. What is arithmetic progression? The progression in which the difference between any two consecutive term, the difference between any two consecutive, एक दो भी ले सकते हो, any two consecutive, ऐसे बात नहीं है, first two only we have to take. If you take any two consecutive number, if you find the difference, that difference remains constant throughout the progression, then only it is called as a arithmetic progression. So now I am going to mix this information, गिरमिट करके बोलूंगा. What is arithmetic progression? The progression in which the difference between any two consecutive term, remains constant is called as a arithmetic progression. Understood? So the progression in which the difference between any two consecutive term remains fixed, remains constant, that is called as a arithmetic progression. Whatever the constant difference we are getting in a progression, no, that constant difference is called as a common difference. That is called as a common difference. Difference का first word क्या है? First letter क्या है? D. So this is always denoted by D. In arithmetic progression, whatever constant difference you are getting, that is called as a common difference. Common difference is denoted by small d. Then what about first term of a progression is denoted by, sir, English का first letter क्या है? Z और A. Therefore, first letter always we are representing it as A. A is first term. Always A indicates first term and D indicates common difference. अभी देख लो उसका मैजिक दिखाता हूं. A first term, 10 को 8D ऐड किया तो means 10 plus 5 is equal to next term you are getting. 15 को एक और D ऐड किया तो you will get 20. 20 को एक और D ऐड किया तो 25. 25 को एक और D ऐड किया तो you will get 30. Okay, on the base of this logic only, now I am going to give you garma garam standard form of general form of arithmetic progression. General form, first term A, to get second term एक D को ऐड कर रहा हूं, समझ लो 10 is a A. To get 15, what you are adding? 1D you are adding. So next term is A plus D. Sir, I want third term. A dil mange more, sir. Then come to third term is A plus 2D. Okay, sir, I want still one more. कोई बात नहीं है. A plus 3D. Dash, 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 dash. What should be the last number, sir? Its general form is A plus n minus 1 into D. This is the general form of arithmetic progression. I am talking about progression. Sir, how can we identify that it is a progression? जहां कॉमा आता है वो प्रोग्रेशन है, कॉमा है तो प्रोग्रेशन है। सर हाउ टू कन्वर्ट इट सीरीज? जस्ट नाउ आई सेड नो, कॉमा निकालो प्लस ऐड कर दो, देन इट इज गोइंग टू बिकम सीरीज। दैट सीरीज इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? Arithmetic series. Arithmetic series means AS. What is arithmetic series? The sum of terms of progression. Which progression? Arithmetic progression. The sum of terms of AP is called as AS. The sum of terms of arithmetic progression is called as a arithmetic series. On the basis of that, can I write the general form of arithmetic series also? Obviously. How to write? A plus, comma निकाला plus डाला, और A plus D as it is, comma निकाला plus डाला, A plus 2D plus A plus 3D plus plus A plus n minus 1 into D. This is general form of series. I think all of you understanding? This is general form of AP. This is general form of AS. AS का long form arithmetic series. What is AP? Arithmetic progression. दोनों में सेम ही टर्म है, फर्स्ट टर्म, सेकेंड टर्म, थर्ड टर्म, लास्ट टर्म, फर्स्ट टर्म, सेकेंड टर्म, थर्ड टर्म, लास्ट टर्म. Here bachelors are there. Here we are getting the sum of the terms of progression. This is arithmetic series. This is arithmetic progression. I want to give you final definition about arithmetic progression. What is arithmetic progression? The progression in which the difference between any two consecutive term remains constant is called as a arithmetic progression. Its general form is a comma, a plus b comma, a plus 2d comma, a plus 3d comma, dash 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 dash, a plus n minus 1 into d, where a is a first term, d is a common difference, and n is a number of terms. Then what is arithmetic series? The sum of terms of arithmetic progression is called as a arithmetic series. Its general form can be written as a plus b plus a plus 2d plus a plus 3d plus dash 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 plus a plus n minus 1 into d. So on the basis of this, let me clear you, in SSLC you are going to attempt the sums related to AP and AS. दोनों के ऊपर ही क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. There is no GP, there is no HP. So 42 to HP and GP only you focus on arithmetic progression and arithmetic series. So this is end of introduction about arithmetic progression and arithmetic series.